We're live. Is anybody here? Yeah, we're live. Is anybody here? Okay. Um, can't see anyone. Hmm? Yeah, I can see someone's here. Hello and good morning. I'm happy and excited that this is happening live. Yeah, I like that reaction. Thank you. Okay, maybe I should talk about DIY. DIY digital trainings. DIY digital trainings is more of, should I say, an environment that kind of creates or makes you want to shift your mindset, okay, facing towards growth and personal development. Just it's like a catalyst for growth. And one thing I like about DIY, or one thing that makes it special, is that uh, nobody creates the content for you or what you want to do. It's all in your hands. It's what you want that you get. Okay, and that is how life is. You don't wait for anybody to set the ball rolling for you. You demand for what you want. Now in DIY, what we intend to do is to get um, people ready for growth. Okay, to set them ready for growth, and then they demand what they want, and we give it to them. How do we give it to them? Um, it could be by creating opportunities from within, or opportunities that exist out there that one might not know of, or bring such information to DIY. Okay, we don't have much time. I don't intend that we should spend so much time. Okay, if you can hear me, can you type in hello? Can you hear me? Anyone, can you hear me? Type in hello if you can hear me. If not, say no. Okay, I've not received any message yet, so I think I should continue. Okay, my name is Jamila Daniel Robo, and I bettered this vision, this great vision. I'm looking forward to, yeah, someone is saying yes loud and clear. Thank you so much, Dora. Okay, so this vision is all about growth. Someone is saying I can't hear you, and someone is saying loud and clear. I'm getting confused. Okay, maybe you should check increasing your mic, since one person is saying he can hear me loud and clear, another person is saying he can't hear me. Can you hear me now? Okay, let me hear another feedback so that I'll be sure what to do. Someone is saying he can hear me, another person is saying he can't hear me. So, uh, this this vision that I bettered is all about giving power to people that have felt um, pressed down for long, that have nursed this feeling of someone to lift them up. Okay, still can hear you loud and clear. Wow. So I think Musa, I think you should check your audio settings. Okay, because Noel is still insisting that he can hear me loud and clear. Okay, so can we dive into what we're going to be doing today? enough of talking about DIY. We're here and we're going to see that DIY is going to really lift us up to becoming the who we're really meant to be, and releasing those potentials in us. Okay, so I'd like to talk about the law of the mirror. And I'm sure that topic has stirred up enough questions already in the hearts of people. They're wondering, what does that mean? Law of the mirror. Let me see if I can share my screen so that you can flow along with my slides. Okay? So this law of the mirror, what is it all about? Law of the mirror, what is it all about? Wow. I can't see the place to share my screen. Okay, so we'll continue. The law of the mirror. Now, before we start talking about the law of the mirror, I'm sure you know what the mirror is and you know what laws are. I would like to talk about how the idea of the law of the mirror came to be. Now, this law of the mirror was taken from a book written by John Calvin Maxwell, The 15 Irrefutable Laws of Growth. Now, this law is, for me, I've read so many books on issues surrounding growth, surrounding development, personal growth and development, and one thing seems to always come up majorly, as in big time, and that is the issue that has to do with mirroring. And that's why I felt, since we are starting DIY and we want to stir our hearts up to that level, that thing that we've been nursing for long can be achieved. Let's bring hope alive. So I thought it wise to start with the law of the mirror. So the law of the mirror is the fundamental thing when you're going to be talking about personal development. And what do I mean by personal development? Now, while there are so many definitions of personal development, it is just growing. It might not be physical growth, okay, but it's growing in whatever thing you're doing. How have you grown over the years? How better have you become comparing to how you were before? Now, I have grown. Yes, and I don't mean by any way physical growth, because I know some people will say, this one, we know her for years now, she has been like this. I'm not talking of this thinking body. No, I'm talking about the growth and development that I've been through in my life, having to achieve this or that, grown from barely existing to making impacts and so on. So John C. Maxwell captured a quote, and I think it is worth sharing. It says, personal development is the belief that you are worth the effort, time, and energy needed to develop yourself. And this quote was written by Dennis Waitley. Personal development is the belief that you are worth the effort, time, and energy needed to develop yourself. Now, if you don't believe that you deserve attention, if you don't think you're worth it, you will not give any time to developing yourself. Come think of it, you hear people say, I don't have time for this, I don't have time for that. But you will always see them create time to do the things they are so much interested in. So that's to tell us that we don't develop ourselves because we don't really believe or have regard for the what. By worth, I mean WORTH, the worth we are or we have. Okay, so you must see value in yourself to add value to yourself. It's so powerful. If you don't see value in yourself, come on, you wouldn't think of adding value to yourself. So that takes me to the next thing. Why do people fail to grow and reach their potentials? While there are many reasons as to why people fail, all right, and some will give serious reasons to why they fail to grow. Reasons like maybe their childhood experience, the failures of their parents to sponsor them, failure from government, and so many serious things that are not within your power. Some are really serious and tenable, others are just flimsy excuses. But today I'm not going to be talking about, my focus is not about the excuse people have for not growing. My focus is, do you believe in yourself? Most people don't even see the possibilities to achieve what God has put in them. So, what does the law of the mirror say? What does it say? Now, looking at the mirror, I'm a mirror lover. I love to look at mirrors. In fact, not just real mirrors. Sometimes when I'm just passing and I see a window that I can see my reflection, I'm tempted to always look at myself. And sometimes it's just to reassure yourself. That's for me, to reassure myself that yes, my headgear is still intact, is in shape, my makeup is still good, that kind of thing. Okay, so take a deep down look at your life. Are you happy with what you see? What did you realize about your present situation? What must you do for a change, and why must you? When I look at the mirror, sometimes I see that my headgear has shifted and is looking weird and I need to make some adjustments. Other times everything is perfect, and you know what that does to me? It builds my confidence and I'm sure that yes, I'm good to go. 3 things arise when you're looking at the mirror. The mirror, I'm sure now you know that I'm not just talking about the physical mirror, I'm talking about reflecting on your life, looking at your life. What do you see? Are you okay with it? Are you good to go? Or do you think there are things that you need to really make adjustments on? Now, these 3 things that I'm talking about, that the law of the mirror always keep reflecting at, is the power of self-esteem, low self-esteem, and then self-value. Okay, power of self-esteem, low self-esteem, and then self-value. These things are going to be coming up at different points of my presentation today. Powerful things can happen in a person's life when he recognizes his value and begins to add value to himself. Powerful things happen. There's this psychiatrist that John C. Maxwell talked about in his book. He referred to him several times because he's an expert on the subject of self-esteem. He said no factor is more important in people's psychological development and motivation than the value judgments they make about themselves. Every aspect of their lives is impacted by the way they see themselves. And that is Nathaniel Branden. He's a psychiatrist and also an expert when it comes to the subject of self-esteem. So, the power of self-esteem. When your esteem is high, you have positive self-esteem, there's no limit to what you can achieve. But then, the second thing, low self-esteem. Low self-esteem puts a ceiling on your potential. If you feel inadequate to face challenges, unworthy of love or respect, unentitled to happiness and fear assertive thoughts, wants or needs, if you lack basic self-trust, you don't even trust yourself, self-respect and self-confidence, your self-esteem deficiency will limit you no matter what other assets you possess. So that is low self-esteem. So we've talked about positive or powerful self-esteem, and then we've seen low self-esteem. Now the third thing, self-value. Self-value. I've seen people talk about self-love. Today I'm going to be talking about self-value. The value we place on ourselves is usually the value others place on us. Wow. Don't be concerned about what others might think of you. You should be concerned about what you think of yourself. That's the most important thing, because if you put a small value on yourself, believe me, the world will not raise the price. If you think you're worth, let's say, a penny, the world will not say, no, this one deserves $1 or $100. No, the value you place on yourself is what the world will support in giving you. Exactly. So if you want to become the person you have the potential to be, you must believe you can. You must believe you can. So these 3 things, power of self-esteem, low self-esteem, self-value, these are things that you should look at the mirror of your life and see. How is my self-esteem? Do I have low self-esteem? How is the value I've placed on myself? So don't worry about what others think or say. No, the thing is you. Now, do you need to build your self-image? If your answer is yes, let me see it in the chat box. Are you charged up this morning and ready to build your self-esteem? Are you charged up this morning and ready to build your self-esteem? Let me see you. Let me see you type in your yes. Give me a thumbs up. Yeah, I'm waiting. Are you charged up? Are you concerned? I've looked at the mirror of my life briefly and I don't like what I see. I believe I can be better. I believe God has put potentials in me that I'm not reaching. Let me see you type a yes in the chat box. Okay. Can you hear me? I've not seen any response, but I guess I will have to continue because I don't have time. Okay. So you need to build your self-image. Guard your self-talk. Whether you know it or not, you have a running conversation with yourself all the time. So it's even best you know that there's something like that. There's a running conversation within you, not with others, no, within you. This self-talk can be positive or negative. You can learn to shift your inner dialogue to what you want to demand from life. Okay? Self-talk can be positive or negative. Now, let me first talk about negative self-talk. When you always catch yourself making negative self-talk, that is, you always find yourself blaming yourself, you focus on the bad, or you expect worse from situations. When something is about to happen, you begin to question, will it really happen? I can't believe this is true. That means your self-talk is mostly negative. But when you have positive self-talk, the conversation within you is always, yes, this is going to happen. I know this is mine. This is my time. This is that I keep affirming. Now, positive self-talk reduces stress and distress. It improves your health. It enhances your performance and general well-being. In fact, there is no limit to what positive self-talk can do or can be on your life. Just as the negative self-talk has a destroying effect, so although the positive self-talk has a positive effect. Now, you have enough problems in your life. Why do you want to add to them by discouraging yourself every day with negative self-talk? So it's time for you to consciously stand and say, no, I have to stop this negative self-talk. It begins with the little conversations within you. Okay, when you catch yourself talking negatively, you insist on the positive. Okay, so that is self-talk. Now, do you still need to build your self-image? Then stop comparing yourself with others. What happens when you compare yourself with others? Usually it is one of two things. It's either you perceive the other person is far ahead of you, and then what happens? You feel discouraged. And when you feel discouraged, sometimes you are tempted to even hate the person's progress and all. Okay? But then, on the other way, when you compare yourself with others and you feel, yes, I'm better than this person, do you know what happens? You become proud. So either way, comparing yourself with others is wrong, it's bad. So the one you should compare yourself to is you. Your mission is to become better today than you were yesterday. You do that by focusing on what you can do today to improve and grow. Do that enough and you look back and compare to today. You should be greatly encouraged by your progress. Okay? So, the first thing, your self-talk. Make it positive. Then build build it. Make it consistently, build it to become more positive. Then stop comparing yourself to others. Stop it. If it's a habit, stop it. Do you need to build your self image? Move beyond your limited beliefs. I've met people, and I used to be like that, kind of. People that can't believe that they are cut out for anything big. They just believe, we are the people at the bottom. In fact, they tell some other people that yes, you are meant to be at the top, but when it comes to themselves, and I believe that I'm down. So the greatest limitations people experience in their lives is not usually the ones people impose on them. No, it is the ones they impose on themselves. Always remember, in the end, it isn't what you are that limits you. It is what you think you are not. So move beyond those limited beliefs. Begin to believe that there are potentials in you that need to come out. Begin to believe. I dare you to believe. Do you need to build your self-esteem? Add value to others. I want to know if people are still following me. Hello? I want you to just give me a thumbs up or a wave or something if you want to build your self-esteem. Yes. Okay, while I wait, I'll still have to continue. Okay? Because I don't want us to exceed time. So, if you want to build your self-image, I've talked about 3 already. We talked about your self-talk, channel it positive. Then also, I've talked about, excuse me, I've talked about not comparing yourself with others. I've also talked about moving beyond your limited beliefs. Now, the next thing is add value to others. Add value to others. Now, people with low self-esteem always believe that they are inadequate, or sometimes they feel like victims, of which probably they were, based on their experience and all, and they focus inordinately on themselves. They become self-protective, overprotective of self, and selfish because they feel they have to be to survive. Okay, if you're like that, you have to combat those feelings by serving others, working to add value to people, make a difference, even if it's a small one, in the lives of people. There's this joy that I cannot explain when you're impacting lives. You just feel it when it's happening. You've ever given water to someone who is dying of thirst, you watch him revive. I don't know the kind of happiness and joy you feel. In fact, there's nothing that compares to it. And for me, I think it's a recipe for depression, against depression. If you really want to feel good about yourself, if you want to build your self-image, you want to be a better you, think of the little ways you can add value to people. Adding value to others make them even add value to you. They make them value you. So it creates this circle of positive feeling from one person to another. So I dare you, add value to others. I'm sure teachers that have been able to unravel this secret do it with passion, as against those teachers that just do it for, since I don't have any work, let me just continue doing, and they bully the students and all. You understand? But people that have discovered this power of adding value to people, when they have opportunity to add value to anyone, they do it because they know the kind of returns they have. It's even more than what you give. Unfortunately, people do good to others or add value to others thinking the people they add value to will repay them in one way or the other. Unfortunately, that's not really the idea. Okay. Then I'll go to the 5th. Do you need to build your self-image? Do the right thing, even if it's the hard thing. Now, I've had issues with being punctual when it comes to programs or events, and my singular reason is you go there and there are no people, Africans now, African time. But my husband will always tell me, do the right thing. You do the right thing. And it has been honorable and lifting for you to do the right thing. There's a way you build your self-esteem by doing the right thing. Okay? It gives you a strong sense of satisfaction. It helps you to be true to yourself. And being true to yourself and to your values is a tremendous self-esteem builder. That's the best thing that can happen to anyone. Building your self-esteem through doing the right thing. Every time you take actions that build your character, you become stronger as a person. The harder the task, the greater the character building. No wonder. To whom much is given, much is expected, isn't it? Do you need to build your self-image? Practice a small discipline daily in a specific area of your life. People want to see themselves grow, but they don't want to do the small things that make for growth. You know the thing you want to improve on. You know where you want to develop your life. And if you don't do anything about it, then nothing happens. So make conscious efforts, make researches, ask questions. What am I supposed to be doing? And make it your daily priority to do those things. Take small steps in the specific area of your life. Then, do you want to build your self-image? Celebrate small victories. I like this. As a melancholic, I know that most times I beat myself up. Always. When I set a goal, let's say out of 10, I get 7 or even 8, I say, I have not been able to get 10 over 10, and I because I expect it should be perfect. No. Learn to love celebrating. Take a break to celebrate the little good you've done. If nothing ever is good enough, you can lose heart. You can become tired and just give up. And guess what? Celebrating helps keep your sanity. Sometimes you feel like going crazy because things are not going. So learn to celebrate your little victories. It helps inspire you to keep moving. Very important. Do you need to build your self-image? Embrace a positive vision for your life based on what you value. We all want our lives to matter, isn't it? But it's hard to do when we don't believe we matter. So what is it that you value? What prompts you to see a positive vision for your life? If you don't have a vision, you are likely to become apathetic, indifferent to life. You don't care about what happens. If it comes, fine. If it doesn't come, no. But if you tap into what you value and try to see what you could be, it can inspire you to take positive action. And every positive action you take helps you to believe in yourself, which in turn helps you to take more positive actions. So embrace a positive vision. What is the vision you have on your life? When people tell me they want to grow, I'll ask them, what is the vision? What do you see yourself becoming in so years? Okay, when you begin to see those positive visions in your life, you can begin to act based on what you believe. Okay? Do you need to build your self-image? Practice the one-word strategy. You know, I think on Facebook, I've seen it and other platforms. Someone will send you a game, something like a page with so many words on it. Some are big, some are small. I don't know if you've ever seen it. So sometimes a page can contain more than 50 words, and they'll ask you, which word did you see first? I'm sure you must have come across it. Well, that is the one word game. The word you pick tells a lot about how you think about yourself. On that page you see so many words like emphatic, beautiful, energetic, and so on and so forth. So the word you pick most likely tells whoever it is you are giving the response to what you think about yourself. So now, if you could only pick one word to describe yourself, only one word, what would that be? Will it be a positive one? If it is positive, then it will help you go the right direction. If it is not, then you need to change your one word. How can you describe yourself with just one word? Then if you really want to build your self-image, the 10th thing is take responsibility of your life. And that is what I always say in DIY. That is even why the acronym DIY, do it yourself. Because if you don't take responsibility of your life, nobody will. Nobody will LEAVE his life to LIVE yours. Okay? So nobody will live his own life to live yours for you. Perhaps you are in a big hole. You discover that you are in a big hole and you've been looking forward to someone that will come and pick you out of the hole. Today, tell yourself that no, I'm going to dig myself out. Okay? Anyhow, which way. Pardon me with my English. You need to dig yourself out. This is not time to think about who put you there. And guess what? Guess you can get yourself out of the hole. So, we've talked about 10 things you need to do to build your self-image. I don't know if you are following, but I'll mention them in a rush, and then I want you to pick which one you like best or which one you want to take action on. The first one I talked about is guiding your self-talk, making it more positive than negative. Okay? Then the second thing I said, stop comparing yourself with others. In fact, in these days where people live fake lives, if you say you compare yourself with people, then you will just be in one kind of stupid, endless circle of nonsense. I don't know if what I've said made sense, yeah. But stop comparing yourself with others. Then thirdly, move beyond limited beliefs. Stop limiting yourself. Okay? Then fourthly, I said add value to others. Don't always expect to receive. No. Begin to think of giving out. Making people around you smile. Then do the right thing even if it's hard to. Do the right thing. Always do the right thing. And even if you're alone in doing the right thing, keep doing it. Then sixth, I said practice a small discipline daily in a specific area of your life. How is your to-do list daily? Do you even have one? And number 7, I said celebrate small victories. You don't have to arrive before you celebrate. If you want to arrive before you celebrate, you will never arrive. Okay? So don't beat yourself unnecessarily. Then embrace a positive vision for your life based on what you value. Don't create visions just because others are creating visions in this aspect. What do you value? Create that positive vision around that aspect of what you value. Then practice the one-word strategy. What is that one word that describes you to yourself? How will you just describe yourself in one word? Which word do you think? If it is negative, then you need to work on it. Then the 10th one, take responsibility of your life. It all starts with you. So, I want to see which one. Yeah. Thank you. King Adigizi said, celebrating small victories. Thank you. So which other one? Yes, people, I need to see your response. Which one do you want to? Yeah. Okay. I'm going to do a wrap up here. Now, application. Make a list of all your best personal qualities. I'm not talking about... Okay, can you see me? Can you see me? Okay. For your applications, don't give up on listing those best personal qualities. Spend weeks, days months if you have to. But you have to write like 100 positive things about yourself. The longer it took you to create this list, the more time you need to spend every day reading through it to remind yourself of your value. Just you remember the one word. Now you have opportunity to write 100. Okay, so write it and then go through that list daily. Okay, go through that list daily. Then keep a track of how many times you think positive or negative about yourself. Can you make it a habit of checking up on yourself? Make it a habit of checking up on yourself. Always, as to your positive or negative thoughts or self talk. Always make it a duty to check and see, am I making uh, more of the positive self talk? And anytime you catch yourself doing the negative self talk, you like make adjustments.